we are now going to do the Valkyrie. So we vent first. The Tamer's making dark bargains for power to get more stealth, more pets. Okay. You'd think I was playing the Acolyte. Oh dear. Dark Tempest. Roll 3, then pick and resolve any 2. They're almost all bad. Okay. What's 3? Lose a secrecy. What's 5? Exhaust a power if possible. What's your secrecy? 4, 5. You can go down to 3. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go down to 3. I don't want to exhaust any of my powers this early. And it's your turn. I'm actually going to have you search too. Still in power-up mode. Castle, supply cache. Okay. Draw 2, pick 1. Visions of Death, that's one of your beginning ones. That's the one I didn't choose. Cheat Death. When any hero dies, they may lose a turn instead. That is really useful. We're not anywhere close to our heroes being at 0 grace. That is really useful. So I'm going to put back Visions of Death again. And put Cheat Death in her power set. The Valkyrie is now really helping out. The Valkyrie's presence is just empowering everybody. She's got 3 things that do general protection. And it's time for darkness to go up to 5. Would be 4 if it weren't for the Tamer. And, well, you know, there were other things you could have done, but I think that was the worst, at least one. And we're going to roll. She rolled a 4. Here's a funny thing. He's in the ruins right now. 4 will have him stay in the ruins. He'll put another Blight there. 4 also has him detect the Valkyrie, so instead of staying there, he would move to the swamp. And put a Blight there. 4 is the minimum necessary to detect the Valkyrie. So, the elusive spirit comes into play. The Valkyrie can decide whether or not the necromancer detects her or not. And I'm thinking I will go ahead and have him stay in the ruins this time. For the simple fact that it keeps him 2 away from the castle. Which is risky because it means he'll be putting another Blight in the ruins. Okay. And that'll be a shroud. Ooh, shroud means that's the... If you want to destroy anything, you have to destroy a shroud first. And if you excuse me a moment, I think after this round I'm going to end this video. I think I've gotten a good taste of what it is. It's a fun game. Protects Blights. The shroud is the first thing that has to go. I am going to do one more round and then I'm going to end. I think. Okay. So, is blind spots exhausted? Blind spots is exhausted. Dang it. So I can't bring... I was thinking about bringing the Valkyrie secrecy up, but I can't. Okay. Okay. So, I think we're going to start with the knight. Get some fighting in. Dreads a dead servant. Your secrecy, I think, is still 5. Yep. No, it's 6. Wow. So you have to elude this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to take your sprint. You can't fight it because if you kill it, it still gives you away your position. I have a 6. And needed a 5. So that's fine. And I don't have Trailblazer, so I'm not going to be able to do that. I am going to... Oh, other thing we needed to do. Put a time counter on that. If that gets to 5, that expires. That's bad. That happened during the Necromancer's turn. I'm going to go there. I'm going to do one more round after this because I want to get some fighting done. Okay, maybe 2. No, 1. Okay. That's you. Huh. Excuse me. The Tamer already has the Boar active. The Tamer is going to instead... Oh, I messed it up. I'm going to go back a little bit here. I just noticed something. So, somebody else is going to have that. Anybody could have rolled that, though, because everybody has access to the Knight's thing. First thing I'm going to do is actually going to be the Scout. And the Scout is going to just travel twice. The Scout is going to do cross-country, travel twice, to the swamp and to this village. She will have done the dead servant. That'll be your turn. Gain 2 secrecy to go up to 7. Now, this will be interesting. Okay. I made a mistake on my turn ordering. Now the Knight's going to go. Nope, now the Tamer's going to go. And it has to deal with a Mind Leech. What's your secrecy right now, Tamer? 4. So a mature Mind Leech. Elude on 4 or fight on 5. I am going to... See, that's +1 die. That's +1 die if you fight. Stalk is fight. So I'm going to go ahead. I could use the bonus thing at any time, but I'm trying to keep these active. There's no reason to. I could use this at the end here. Oh well, I'll see that in a moment. Okay. Not that you're not doing any... Is it any or all? It's any. Okay. That'll be useful. Okay. So, you have to elude. I'm going to use the sprint from the Knights. That says that's a 5, but I don't see that as a 5. I see that as cocked by some random happenstance of strangeness. I did get enough elude, because I needed a 4. But I'm going ahead and roll that again anyway, just because it bothers me. Okay. Anyway. For you, I'm going to activate the Sylph. I now have both the Boar and the Sylph active. Not everything works that way. Like, I think the Knight can only can only activate oaths if he has no oaths active. The nymph can usually only have one season active at a time. The enchanter, it's possible to get more essences active than one at a time, but it's difficult. So the tamer is unusual in this regard. Now, when I activate the sylph, I swap the location of 2 blights and or the location of 2 heroes. So, first things first, I'm going to swap the knight with the scout. Then I'm going to swap the shroud with the taint. That's the tamer's turn. Okay. I am going to go to the Valkyrie next. The knight's going to be last. Interesting. Anathema. Lose 1 grace. That's not good. Okay. Regardless, you're likely to detect her. I am... I could activate this for next time. I think instead, though, I will search one more time. It's reckless a little bit. And it's a castle. It's a Scion Stone. You found another Scion Stone. You're getting good at that. Okay. The scout has none. You have 1 tactic and it's fight with 2. I could do that. It doesn't help the knight at all. It would help the scout. And it doesn't really exhaust to use that tactic, so might as well. So now everybody can choose to fight with 2, and everybody can choose to elude with 2 unless they have a better tactic to use. Okay, what was that? And finally, the knight got moved without spending an action, and this is why I did it this way. A Barghest. If you fail a fight, you get a wound. If you fail an elude, you lose a secrecy. I think we're going to fight it. And I will do a roll here. See, now I did not get 2 successes, which means I lose 1 grace. If I had failed at all, I would take a wound, which means I would lose 1 grace. So I might as well have failed, with one exception. If I had been at 1 grace and I failed completely, or I had been at 0 grace fighting that, and I failed, if I rolled 1 success, spending 1 grace does not kill you. Suffering a wound and being unable to cancel it with grace kills you. So if I had been here and I had rolled that, I would not die. If I had been here and I had rolled no successes, she would have died. If I had been here and I rolled 1 success and no successes, then I would be taking the 1 grace for this and the 1 grace for the wound. I would take the wound first and go down to 0, and then I would be forced to spend 1 grace, but oh, I'm already at 0, I can't spend. But spending a grace from 0 to 0 doesn't hurt, doesn't kill you. And even then, I have cheat death out, so she could have just lost a turn. But that is that. That Barg has died, and she lost a grace to it. And now she's going to fight this person. This ghoul infestation. Its difficulty is 4. For every success rolled, I add 1 progress counter to the die. We need 2 progress counters to kill it, which means we need a total of 2 successes. Or it stays out. It is 4 rounds from expiring. I am, again, going to fight with Reckless Abandon. Oh, wait. I have Consecrated Blade. I get a +1 fight. I might not have lost that. Give me a moment. Gotta remember all my powers. Okay, so she did not lose a grace. Remember all your powers. Okay, so I'm going to go with Reckless Abandon. I have Consecrated Blade. And that will let me roll with 5. Again. Now if I want to do this easy, I can select them like that, go like that, and then drop them. That's a pretty easy way to do it. But we're going to roll. I don't know what that one is. Okay. The computer says it's a 1, but it's a physics simulator. It has to say something. So that's 2 successes. I'm fine for Reckless Abandon. And I add 1, 2 progress counters. It is completed. And I draw a search event. We're going to put these back in the counter here, because that quest is done. And the reward is drawing a search result. So, I'm going to go over here. Look at the village, and it's Bottled Magic, which is basically a grenade. Allows you to add 3 extra fight dice after a roll. So you can roll, see, I don't like that result, and then add 3 more dice. So that is that. I'm going to go ahead and put this away for now and maybe come back to it later. See you in a little bit.